They were hoping to find out today. Instead, the Jaguars will have to wait to learn if they will get some state sales tax money to help pay for new improvements to Everbank Field. As we learned Tuesday, the team wants to renovate the club seat sections. A joint legislative committee decided not to vote today on how to hand out the money. Instead, they're postponing the decision until the full legislature can take it up after the session begins March 3rd. Channel 4's Chris Parento was at the Capitol for this committee meeting.
It wasn't the news that the Jaguars had hoped for out of today's joint legislative budget meeting, but it was a response that they thought might be possible. The good news for the Jaguars is they could still get that state funding they requested.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Aye. Show the motion adopted.
After a very short debate, a committee of House and Senate members agreed to pass the stadium funding proposal to the full legislature. Representatives from each of the stadiums applying for funds, Jacksonville, Orlando, Daytona, and Miami, were in the audience and disappointed that this process will now drag on longer.
It doesn't take them off the table, but we're not going forward with them until we know what the funding source is.
Paul Hardin is talking about the recently proposed upgrades to the club sections of Everbank Field. He said that with the club and city already $90 million into upgrades to the facility, they may not be able to go through with these without a final decision on this state money.
Certainly we'll talk to our partners at the city and get their thoughts on how to proceed, but we have a great working relationship with the city of Jacksonville. It's just there are a limit to the number of dollars they have in their general fund.
Hardin says that last year's upgrades in the north end zone helped raise sales tax money over previous years from the stadium, and he says the club seat upgrades would do that even more. The Jaguars' proposal requested the least amount of money of all the four stadiums, $1 million per year for the next 30 years.
We still have time, and hopefully the legislature will see things differently than they saw them today.
Last year, the legislature approved $7 million in sales tax funding for this year to be given out to stadiums making renovations. The four proposals requested a total of $9 million, which led to the debate of how to split that money.
I just want everyone on this committee and everyone out in the audience to realize that the policy has been determined and has been made last year. And for now to be involved in the situation that we are now, not taking up the issue, I think it's just questions a little bit about the process and what we're here to do.
These proposals will now sit and wait before they go to the House and the Senate once the legislative session begins in early March. At the state capitol, I'm Chris Parento, Channel 4, the local station.